how to cut your SIM card down to a nano SIM card size for the Samsung Galaxy S7. So here is the size that you need to have to put into your Samsung Galaxy S7. It's really a small size. It's called nano SIM card, and this is a micro and this is a standard size. So if you either have a standard size or a micro SIM card, you need to cut it down. Now you can see the nano size is smaller, so therefore you need to cut it down. Now most people have a tools to cut it down. If you don't have the tools to cut it down, then you need to use a scissors to cut it down. There's a tool here. You can simply put the SIM in and punch it down. Now, if you don't have one of these tools, I'll show you how to use a standard scissors. Any scissors will do. And you can see here, what you need to be careful is when you cut it down, remember where the corner is. This corner indicates the right way to put in a SIM card. So on a micro SIM card here, we're going to cut it around the edge here, down here, but we also cut a corner down here across so that we know it's okay. So we're going to try to mimic the original SIM card. I'm going to cut along the metal piece right there. Now don't cut it too close, because if you make mistakes, at least later you can try to trim it down a little bit more. Then there is a cut corner down here, so immediately cut the corner so you don't forget which way it goes in. And then you can see there is a small white here, so we want to cut it down here with a little bit of plastic still on. So I'm just trying to let the camera focus in a little bit so you can see. So we'll leave a little bit of plastic in, then we trim across just a little bit across like that, make it nice and neat. And then we trim down the top as well, just a tiny bit, not too much, just a tiny bit. Hope you can see it right there. And down to the side. So we just cut it on here as well, down to the side, and trim it down a little bit more. And we also want to chop the corners off a little bit to make it nice and smooth. Now remember, this is the corner that we're using, so it's also helpful if you want to use a texter to mark it so you don't forget. So we will just mark it on this side here so you remember, because they all look very same once you cut it. So if you just mark the corner, then you remember. Now we're going to check the SIM tray, and we're going to give it a test and see if it fit. So with this mark corner, it's supposed to sit in here like so. And you can see it's still not fitting in properly, so it's still a little bit extra right there. So that means we need to trim this top bit down a little bit. So let's trim it down. Okay, cut it down a little bit more. So just do it slowly. Trim it and then put it on. If you mark it on the corner, then you know where it goes to. So it's supposed to go into this corner right here with the mark corner. So this mark corner needs to be cut down a little bit more. So we just cut down a bit more. Now just a little bit more up here. So you just want to trim it down a little bit. And then a little bit on the corner. Now you can see it sits nice and flat on the SIM tray. And that's how you can cut the standard SIM size or a micro down to a nano. And you can see here on this side it fit perfectly in. And if you just do it slowly, don't cut it too much in, and then later if it doesn't fit, you can start slowly to start trimming it down to the correct size. And this is the original one, so this is cut by the machine, and if we put it in here, you can see it fits nicely in with the original one. And if we turn it around, you can see it's pretty much similar. And this is the one that we cut down. So always mark the corner so you remember where it is. And that's the cut one that we use the scissors to do it with. And that's it. That's how you can cut down your SIM card from the micro SIM card, standard SIM card, micro SIM card, and we're going to cut it down to a nano SIM card size. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. So also using your scissors, and we cut it down.